So, we got a sweet package from Particle in the mail. It was addressed to Ben, so it showed up on my desk, already open, so no unboxing for you. It is adorable though. Look, it comes with all this blue filler stuff, which makes me really happy because it's my color, and also Hackster's color, and also Particle's color. Surprise, we're all corporate blue. But yeah, this is a gorgeous little Christmas tree PCB. Oh my, look at it, and it's got a ton of little dot stars, also known as APA 102 LEDs, which are RGB programmable LEDs, so you can program each of these individually. It's also got a little joystick button thingy, a place to plug in a particle electron or photon, a little buzzer that can play music, it's a piezo speaker, and then headers. Also a mustache? There's a mustache on here. I wonder whose signature that is. Cool. It's got some decorative snow in the silk screening, and the green solder mask has been left off in some places to expose the gold underneath, which is the connecting conductive layer. It came with this cute little card saying, "Hello, we like you, therefore we sent you this thing." Addressed to Ben, of course. I don't know if they like me or not. And then this card that says, "To get started, visit this GitHub page, Spark Xmas tree." Of course, Particle used to be called Spark, hence their GitHub profile is Spark. They tell you, where to go for sharing this stuff. Cool. Actually, this is really interesting because I was just trying to get cheer lights running on the particle electron. Cheer lights is this system whereby people can share like cheer lights red or cheer lights blue on Twitter or whatever, and everything in the world that is connected to this cheer lights channel will turn to that color. And so I was trying to get it running with the particle electron. No luck yet. I'm most of the way there, but I'll share my code eventually when it is working. So what I'm going to do is take this Photon that I've set up, connected to my account just now. It's a brand new one, so it's got no programming on it yet. I'm going to plug it into here, and then we're going to follow the directions that are given. Okay, let's see. So which way does it go, actually? I think it goes like this, but let me double check. Yeah, BN should be over there. But I'm going to check the site just in case. Yes, okay, the antenna goes down at the bottom. Good to know. Okay, we're going to plug this in. Doop. And it's got, an outline of where the electron would go if you were using that. I've already used up all my electron data for the month because I was trying to get this cheer lights thing running, and that didn't like it. But yeah, okay, so then I'm going to plug it into a micro USB cable, and then I'm going to switch away from the webcam so that we can look at the screen, but I'll hold it up in this little camera view that you can see. So this is what we've got, and let's get started. Okay. So here's the GitHub page. Okay. And when you have the tree actually running, what they recommend is that you plug it into a power source that can supply maybe 2 amps or whatever to make sure that you've got plenty of current to actually power on all these LEDs, because they can suck down a lot of current when they're all on. So if you scroll down in the README, it says you've got these things, you need to do this. Okay, setting up the tree in a matter of minutes. Insert the photon into the socket, plug in the USB power supply, we've done those things. Flash the Christmas tree firmware from the web IDE, no downloads required. The web IDE they're referring to is Particle's build.particle.io/build is how you can get to it very easily. They have a link to this particular sketch. But this is where you go to write all your code for Particle. Let me make sure that you can see all of it. Great. Yeah, and this one is called Xmas tree. You're including the .star.h library, which is Adafruit's name for this type of LED, and it's their library for it. And then you can see that, okay, let's see. You've got different songs, you've got animations, so these are saving the states to tell it which song or animation is currently active, presumably. Repeat song is false, thank goodness. You've got all these interrupts for pushing the button. In the initialization of the LEDs, you set the brightness, you begin, you clear, you stop the LED. What is brightness set to right now? Where are we? LED underscore brightness is our variable. It's probably going to be set somewhere. Huh. Do they have all the setup stuff down at the bottom? That would be very surprising. There's a ton of custom functions in here. They do! They put all the custom functions up above the setup and loop, which is interesting. Normally you'll see those underneath. I think because it makes it a little bit more readable so that you can easily see what's going on, and then you can go dive into what each function does. But you know, this is perfectly valid as well. It's interesting. So, okay, and then your setup, you're going to initialize the LEDs, you're going to initialize the joystick port, initialize the buzzer, initialize the cloud functions. Create a thread for animations and one for songs. Oh, cool, you've got threading. I didn't know there was multi-threading. That's cool. Huh. Then, you know, you'll play a song and play the first animation as well. Then, each time you go through the loop after that, so setup runs once, as with all Arduino and particle sketches, and then in the loop section, which will run indefinitely after that, continuously rather, you print the new tree info, check if the button is pressed, and check for cloud events and process them. So the print tree info will go to the debug area. So let's see if we can do this. I'm going to go to my devices, choose this new cheery photon to flash to by clicking on its little star. Come on. Come on. And it's breathing cyan in the IDE, which means that it's connected to the cloud, and yet somehow we're having trouble connecting to it. So maybe I'll just reload this whole window. By the way, I used the command line interface to set up the photon because I really like it. So in my terminal, I did that. You still don't want to do that, huh? That's weird. Seems to be getting stuck on something. What if I pick another one? Nope, nothing. I should have flashed this before I did the workshop. This is not an issue, though, that I've seen before. So that's very surprising. I'm going to try it in another window and see if that helps. Bear with me a sec. You're not going to see anything new on the screen, but I'm going to be troubleshooting this. Okay, let's go to the interface in Chrome. I've just switched to the new Firefox because I always have 80,000 tabs open, which means that I need something that isn't going to, you know, spin up a separate process for each tab and eat up all of my CPU. So I've had to sort of, you know, get acclimated to the new Firefox, and I'm kind of wondering if that's interfering in this, because I have some fairly stringent privacy settings. Okay, so here we are in Chrome. You can't see this, but that's what's going on. And I'm going to look at my devices, and can I select it there? Oh, it still doesn't like me. Come on. Huh. In the meantime, I'm going to let you keep looking at this code. Come on, particle, you can do this. This is very surprising, actually. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close this video real quick, and we'll sync up with you again in a second. I think maybe a VPN that I left on might be interfering with this. Turns out I needed to update the firmware on this guy, and my VPN may also have been having issues, so I basically plugged it in to USB on my computer, used the command line to say particle update to update the firmware, and pardon me, also I had to copy the app to create a new copy of it. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I did it, and now I was able to select this photon from my list. It is called Cheery. because it is, obviously. And then I was able to hit flash, and it verified the code and uploaded it, and now all is well, so let's plug it in and see what it does. I'm really excited about this. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so now that that's happened, oh boy. What happens if I... Whoa. Okay, well, oh. I think that was the off switch, okay. Alright, now what I want to do is see what their other web interface does. Set up your tree. I think I already set up the tree, but let's see. Okay, yeah, no, it already... We went to that page. We've seen this! Connect to your tree. Oh, and I already know this too. Okay, cool! We've already done all the things that there are to do. That leaves me a little sad. Let's have a look at the code. Can I... Okay, yeah. So, there's, 5 different commands we can issue. There's this center one, which seems to toggle on and off, up, down, left, and right. And we are going to say... Button pressed. Yes. Okay, so there's just like 4 different animations. And okay, let's just have a look at all of them, okay? We're gonna do that. Here we have a pretty, like, rainbowy progression wipe thing from white to rainbow. Here we have the same thing. Are you not gonna sing for me anymore? I think I got sad. Come on. Oh! Ooh. This is why you're supposed to plug it into a power supply that gives you at least 2 amps, because these can gobble up a lot of electricity. You'll be like sucking down a lot of current. Let me double check. Yeah, 2 amps minimum rating on the power supply. So I've got this plugged into a USB hub that plugs into the wall, so it should have plenty of amps for this. Eggnog is optional. Why didn't I bring eggnog? Another cool thing about this is that it only uses the clock and data pins. So, okay, let's see what pins we're using. D4, A0, D5, D3, and D6. And so I've been working on some code and data out and D1 and D2. Okay, yeah. So D1, D2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which is great. We use digital pins 0 through 6, or 1 through 6, which leaves D7, your typical connected to the baked-in LED pin, and also what I usually use for NeoPixels, free. And this is relevant to my interests because one thing that I want to do is I've been working on connecting these things to cheer lights, which are actually listed on this little card, even though I can't tell that this has any actual relationship to cheer lights. And I've been using pin 7 for that, so I can continue to do that. And I'm going to make it hook up to some NeoPixels and control those in an RGB fashion. So stay tuned. I'm going to publish a tutorial for that as soon as I've got it working. And yeah, again, to recap, our issues with this were, or potential issues, that it's working now, it wasn't working before I updated the firmware, copied the app to my own one so that I could flash it and mod it and stuff, and I think that was, and turned off my VPN. So any one of those things could have been the issue with a little time delay, and I'm gonna guess it was the firmware though. Alright, so yeah, stay tuned for our cheer lights plus particle tutorial, and have a happy holiday in the meantime. Happy Monday.